I don't recommend doing this, but we're gonna cut it open. So I've actually been working on this video for about a year now, which I'm glad that I kind of delayed so long, because the first one, all these little quirks that I was having, it was going to be in the review. And then now that I got the new second version, it just fixes all that. I got my hands on the version 2 of the PotatoJet TRIBEX Carbon Tripod. Jericho is actually filming me. When we first got this tripod, I think he thought it was gimmicky or something. The original one we had, it was working great for like 6 months, and then all the issues started to come up that other people have been having. And that's why they made the version 2, because they fixed all the issues. When that first version started to mess up, and we're just like, oh, here it goes. Next thing you know, Jericho's like, fuck, he was missing it. So now that we have version 2 and it fixes everything, all the little, again, this is a new innovative product. Tripods have had zero innovations for literally decades, guys. This is the first time they tried something new. And the first time they put it out, they worked all the bugs out, and this is the version 2 now. This is what's so amazing about this tripod. I'm sure you guys have all seen this already, but it's so sick. I've had this SmallRig PotatoJet tripod for a while now. This was version 1. I know there was a few issues with version 1 that people were having. Mine was pretty good for the most part, but finally I started having an issue with it. So SmallRig sent me out the revised version 2 that has fixed everything. I've had zero issues with that one. I've had that one for like 2-3 months now. But this one, I'm really interested in seeing how the hell this thing works. I definitely don't want to get in that carbon fiber in my lungs, so safety first. So when I started riding motorcycles over 10 years ago and I started like chop them up and mod them and everything, I found these are safety glasses, and it's super cool because they have like these little protector sides on the side. Now she knows exactly where he's been. So that's interesting. There's a cable, stuff's coming out of the cable. These legs are pretty much hollow. I wasn't sure if these legs were gonna have a bunch of oil in it or what, but that's interesting. I'm gonna chop this foot off now to see what's on this side. No tears left, just a blank, blank stain. She went mad, he went mad, they went mad. Interesting, nothing on that side. So where'd the cable go? So chop the foot off, and there was nothing inside of it. So the next leg support, I'm gonna just chop off here. And I felt like giving up each and every day. Instead I found a way to throw it all away. And he went mad. Okay. There's something in here. So it looks like there's a piece of metal in there, and that looks like it's screwed into something. Not really giving myself answers here. All right, guys, before we go any further, let's first talk a little bit more about the tripod so you guys actually understand the significance behind this design, and then we'll come back and we'll go through the teardown. The Eterna, the giant Diesel RL luster lens, this is a heavy ass setup. I'm shocked this head is holding up. I thought we were gonna struggle with the setup on here because I don't know if this is past the weight limit or just on it, but you guys can see like it's freaking smooth for this. And it's obviously, you know, run a gun, try not to get in trouble, and it's working out great. Jericho's gonna talk a little bit in this video as well because I'm like a squirrel when we film, and this poor guy has to try to keep up with me, and the only way to do so is with a tripod like this. So on this trip, we've been filming with the Fujifilm Eterna with the Diesel RL luster. The whole videos I wrote out, a lot of the framing that we're going to utilize this for is more for like stoicism and locked off type shots. I wasn't sure if this tripod was going to be able to handle this setup. It did. You know, obviously it held the weight. The next thing was all of our tilting and panning motions I had in my script. I wasn't sure if it was going to be able to handle that. It handled it just fine. We've taken maybe 4 or 5 road trips, or no, let's say 3 to 5 road trips with the version 1. This is the first road trip with this one, and we are incredibly impressed. So let's talk more about it. Let me show you how quick this is to get a low down type of shot. So obviously, again, you just want to squeeze the trigger. A little tip though, if you center the columns, it will go down a lot faster. Sprawl them back out. Now this is where one of my first little annoyances comes into play. So what's cool is you can spread the legs out even more. You just want to lift that out, close it down, and it goes out. And then from here, you go again. Now, what's kind of odd about this is this gets so low to where this is too deep. So you could raise it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't really get the purpose of that. So I kind of wish this column was removable. It may be, who knows? I'll have to look. If it's not removable, you guys will be seeing this. But the one first complaint that I have so far is when you go back down, I wish this automatically clicked back down into the next step. It doesn't. You can see you have to physically go back in and click it, and then it locks in. Because that little thing does, you know, slow it down. Granted, it's already so fast. It's not that big of a deal. And again, when you want to go and correct the horizon, even on this, it's the same situation. You just want to squeeze the trigger and just lift it into place and just let go of it. That's another little trick too. A lot of times, I know when I first had it, I would be trying to adjust it, and then I would just let go of everything at once, and it would kind of not settle to where I wanted to. So the trick is, you want to get it adjusted, let go of the trigger, and then let go of the tripod. And you see it moved. It didn't move at all. So that's kind of the hack for that. All right, guys, so as we walk back to the vehicle, Jericho's going to tell you why I am a nightmare to film with and why he was crying when the first tripod stopped working.
I was a little bit on the this is a gimmick thing when the first one came out. But filming with Cam, and the couple times we did film, to work with Cam and shoot like stoic, beautiful framed shots on a tripod, you need a tripod like this. Some people might say, okay, use a monopod, but we're doing locked off shots with pans, tilts. You need something that's solid like this that can be balanced and moved so quickly, because this man will not stay fucking still for more than 30 seconds because he's getting a shot. He's like shooting the model like this. And as soon as I set up a tripod, he's like, okay, we're going over here. Okay, we're going over here. Okay, look at that. And then he sets up and he gets the frame, and then I finally get a shot and he's gone. It's impossible. So this is the only one that's been fast enough to help me keep up with just the pace of this ADHD nightmare. Thank you for the tripod so that I can do my job at all.
Also, I'm training Jericho how to be a shill, so SmallRig, if you want to send one out to him.
Please, I literally need it to do my job, guys.
Because ever since I've been like 3 years old, I've taken apart all of my toys just to see how they work, and then I wasn't able to put them back together half of the time. So we're gonna live up to that tradition, and let's chop up the old tripod. I want to see how they're doing what they're doing. So guys, that's all very interesting. The foot is purely just a foot. You know, there's a bunch of mechanisms in this as well, but this was not connected to the top of the tripod. What connected to the foot was just more hollow carbon fiber. From this middle section, this is where all the stuff is at that makes this work. So start from the midsection going up. It looks like we had this hydraulic cable here. There's fluid inside of this. That's all hydraulic means. So there's fluids running into this very, very, very thin tube. From there, that was connected to this middle piece right here. And there's like a bunch of little mechanisms in that section. And then this metal rod was connected to there, and that connected the whole second half of the bottom of the tripod there. So very interesting. The midsection has all the stuff that actually makes this work. That's still very confusing though. So basically, when you're vertically and you let go of the tripod and it automatically dips down, that's essentially this weight literally just bringing the bottom section of the tripod down, and then the midsection is what's controlling the in and out points of that basically. So very, very, very interesting. Crazy. Outside of that basic understanding of what I just tore apart, I have no idea still exactly how that's working, but that is enlightening. And yeah, Sedona's over it. Let's move on to the next section. When we're doing run and gun stuff like this, obviously we're about to lose sunlight, so I have to move quick. Instead of me having to fidget with something down here or grab anything like this to balance out the horizon, I simply just squeeze the trigger and I bounce it out via the legs, and then let go of the trigger, then let go of the tripod. perfectly balanced now. Again, the first one that I had, it was definitely working just fine. And more extreme temps, like really cold or really hot, it wasn't super consistent. Sometimes it would kind of like move around a little bit after letting go of it. So this one, I haven't had any of those issues. So again, I'm really happy that it actually took so long to make this. The other little quirk that I was having on the first one was the head. This kept getting stuck to the point where I would have to put as much force as possible, and then my knuckle would slip and get cut up a little bit right here. So I haven't had that issue at all on the new one. Overall, I am just like, again, when this first came out, exactly how Jericho said earlier in the video, you know, I thought maybe it was gimmicky, maybe it wasn't going to be nearly as good as they were saying it was. And then when the first one started to break down on us, I think I got sand in the first one, which started to mess up the legs a little bit. And someone did just comment, because I posted a reel and they asked if it was good in sand. This one, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's definitely, you know, a bunch of dust and sand and dog hair and a bunch of grit. Like, I've been using the heck out of this thing. So far, 0 issues. And I think I've been using this one now for 3 or 4 months. And so literally 0 mishaps have come up. This doesn't get locked up anymore like that. But yeah, anyways, what I was saying is, like, after trying this, and you know, tripods are boring inherently. They're just boring pieces of gears, but they are necessities. And after using it for so long, I didn't really realize how much it was changing my workflow, to the point where a lot of the times I hate traveling with tripods. I hate taking tripods. I hate using tripods. Even the times where I'm like, this would be better if I just had a tripod, my laziness be like, no. This goes everywhere now. I've been throwing this in the back of my Bronco nonstop. I'm using it nonstop now. It's even replaced the monopod usage that I was doing a lot, just because obviously tripod's more stable than a monopod. And I think that's kind of the point of this. It's like the speed of like those hydraulic monopods, but in a tripod. So it's doing all 3 legs at once. Again, this is something where over time I realized this has been the word that everyone hates, a game changer. It's just so fast. Now, any critiques I have for the second version, nothing really. I guess I would hope that in the future, as they continue to innovate on this, that it just becomes even more bulletproof. I think over time, they're going to refine it more and more and more. I think version 2, I could confidently tell you, if you've been wanting to purchase one of these, but you've been a little bit suspect of build quality, yada, 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 I can confidently say, I feel like this is good to go now. Again, I've been using it pretty hard for the past 3 or 4 months, and there's been 0 issues. That's it. Shout out to SmallRig for sponsoring this video. Yeah, this is actually a really dope product, and one of those things that I have a feeling it's going to disrupt the market. It already has a little bit. You can see other brands are starting to try to follow in the same direction here. So that's when you know a product is good, when all the other companies start copying it. So, yep, that's it. Ugh.